Hello, peoply persons! Welcome back to Microcraft TV. Today, I'm going to be starting a new series called the Indie Ramble, where I will be rambling about indie games. Go figure. First game we're going to be talking about is Stacking by Double Fine Studios. You may have heard of them from the game Psychonauts, which was sort of a cult hit. Double Fine is known for doing some unique storytelling, and Stacking is actually about Russian Matryoshka dolls. So the first thing I check out in any game is the options menu, and needless to say, for the PC at least, Stacking's options are kind of lackluster. All they have are on-off toggles for the video settings, and they don't even have an audio menu, so you can't adjust your sound in-game. And while they might patch this later, which is probably going to happen, I would have at least liked to have been able to adjust my volume in-game while I'm playing. Starting a new game, you have two options, playing the original adventure or the Lost Hobo King, and I haven't played the Lost Hobo King yet, so shut your mouth. The game starts and you were quickly filled in on the backstory of the Blackmore family.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
One day, Mr. Blackmore comes home and says he's solved all of the family's money problems as he's just gotten a new job with the Baron, who is going to pay him to sweep chimneys. Awesome. And while this is going on, you are introduced to the protagonist, Charlie Blackmore, the character you play as. And although the developers do a fine job of introducing the narrative, I felt they could have done it a little more seamlessly so that more gameplay was involved. Anyway, several weeks go by and the father is yet to return with any money. So the family is unable to pay their debts and the children are taken, forced into child labor. The children go willingly, expecting to be able to pay off their debts. Everyone except Charlie, who's too small to work. Unfortunately, after a few months, Charlie receives a letter stating that the children are now being held against their will. Charlie quickly resolves to save his brothers and sisters and teams up with a hobo named Levy. Then you get to walk around for about 3 seconds before you're thrown into another cutscene.
Pro tip, cutscenes don't engage your players.
I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy 43. And while I'm not saying that the intro is bad, I'm just saying that the game devs could have gotten you to the actual gameplay in half the time. It's always important as a game dev to introduce narrative through gameplay, which, ironically, they do after the first couple of cutscenes. We find out that because of a strike, Charlie's brother is being forced to shovel coal, and if we end the strike, he can leave. Okay, so enough backstory, the plot's pretty good. Let's talk about visuals. For a game which I'm sure had a fairly low budget, the graphics are awesome. The dolls are all extremely detailed, and the backgrounds are cartoonish in a way that makes the game feel more lighthearted. You'll also notice a distance blur in the background, which might initially seem annoying, but it actually focuses the action into your viewpoint, creating an even greater sense of liveliness. And the audio accomplishes the same goal. Listen to this. The obvious intention is for the game to seem like a bustling train platform, which it does successfully. One of the best parts of this game is definitely the music and the audio. The gameplay itself is simple and straightforward. Blue means you can jump inside another doll, red means you can't, and you have to use the special abilities of each doll to finish certain tasks or challenges. There's also a hint system, but I don't use it. Last but not least, there's an achievement system and a reward system which can unlock things like concept art and in-game music. They are often unlocked by completing a challenge in every way possible or by finding a unique doll. As the game goes on, the puzzles and challenges become increasingly difficult, as do the achievements. The game is currently $14.99 on Steam, I believe, and you might want to wait for it to go on sale, but overall this is a great game by Double Fine Studios. For an indie game, it's quite polished, and I would recommend it to anyone who loves puzzle games or narrative-driven games. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more indie games in the future, and don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, or else I'll punch your grandma in the face. Bye!